got a motion on the floor. You've had some very good discussion and debate. Now it's time to vote. But wait, is it a voice vote? What about a show of hands or a roll call vote? No, maybe a secret ballot might be the most appropriate method in this situation. How do you choose? What do each of these voting methods actually mean, and why would you pick one over all the others? You know, most people use voting methods without actually thinking about them. And if they do think about them, quite often the reasoning given is because that's just the way we've always done things around here. But there are different ways to vote, and it does matter. In this video, we're going to look at 4 common methods to vote on motions, and when each might be the right tool for the job. All right, let's get into it. First up, voice vote. This one is as old as meetings themselves. It's quick, it's easy, and it's great for routine matters or anything that isn't controversial. Think about adopting the agenda or approving a proposal where there's general agreement to be had. In fact, in most matters and in most organizations, the voice vote is the one that you will encounter most often and by default. Here's how it works. The chair puts the question to the group and then asks, all of those in favor, say yes. All of those against, say no. And then, based on the chair's interpretation of the responses, we'll announce the result to the group. But the voice vote, it's not perfect. For example, if both sides sound equally loud, then the chair might have to move to a different voting method. This is where a standing vote or a show of hands can help. They're both visual, quick, and they can show to the whole group which side has more support in a way that voices just can't. So let's take a moment to talk about the difference between a rising vote and a show of hands. In a rising vote, the chair will ask for those in favor to please stand. The chair will look around the room, then ask those folks to return to their seats. Then the chair will ask for those against to please stand. Again, the chair will look around the room and ask folks to return to their seats. Once the chair has surveyed those in favor and those against, they will announce to the group simply the result of the vote. I've rarely encountered this in the wild. It is a great visual cue for the chair to use, but I do get the impression that it's most effective in large halls or auditoriums for things like annual general meetings or other gatherings where you expect a lot of people. Most often, I've been involved with smaller groups who can sit around a table or fit inside a regular-sized room, and maybe that's the same for you. In these cases, a show of hands is probably more appropriate, and it happens exactly the way you would think. The chair asks for those in favor, those folks will raise their hand. Then the chair asks for those against. Those folks raise their hand. Just like in a voice vote, the chair will announce the overall results of the vote, whether it was adopted or whether the vote failed. These are visual votes, and they don't just help the chair. They can give the entire group the confidence in the results of either a close or a controversial vote. Now let's get really official. Roll call votes and ballot votes do take a lot more time, but they each serve a very important purpose. Remember that with voice votes and show of hands, the chair only announces the result, whether the motion was adopted or defeated. But sometimes you need a very clear record of either which way a member voted or the exact numbers for and against. With a roll call vote, every member is called by name and gives their vote out loud. It is used when transparency is key, like adopting a budget or passing a controversial motion. This way, everyone is on the record. On the flip side, the ballot vote is your go-to for privacy. Ballot votes are perfect for elections or sensitive decisions. Anytime you require exact numbers and when people need to be able to vote with a secret ballot and without pressure or judgment. So to recap, a voice vote is quick and efficient. A standing vote or a show of hands, that's clear and visible. A roll call vote is transparent and on the record. And balloting makes sure that your vote is secret and secure. Now, of course, none of these voting options alone will be perfect for every single situation that you find yourself in, but each of them could be the right tool for the job. If you found this video helpful in demystifying some of the voting options that are out there, give it a like, or better yet, send it to that member of your group who keeps asking, how do we vote on this motion again? Can someone remind me? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out any of the other videos on this channel. The Order of Business series is here to provide quick tips on parliamentary procedure, while Parliamentary Inquiry will give you deep dives into specific motions, but also conversations around context and historic developments which help explain why things are the way they are. Point of Order is a more informal discussion around specific topics. But while you're here, why not check out one of these two videos there or there, and I'll see you next time.